Okay, we're ready to go, Camos? Everyone ready? All set? Thanks, Assistant Commissioner.
All right, thanks, Cole, and thanks everyone for making time to come here today in busy schedules. This is the first of two media conferences that will take place directly related to a joint investigation of South Australian Police and the Australian Federal Police. It has been the subject of much comment today from the Australian Federal Police, and as you'll be aware, no doubt, it's called Operation Ironside. Key aspects of Ironside will be expanded on in detail at tomorrow's 10:30 media conference. And despite what's planned for tomorrow, I understand there's really a keen interest in this state to the activity that relates to us as a community. Today I'll focus on some of the operational outcomes of importance to us as a South Australian community that relate specifically to the South Australian Police. It's abundantly clear that the activity which occurred yesterday and which has been underway since early last year is of significant public interest. Because of this, I've decided to provide you with as much relevant information as I can today as it relates to what the South Australian Police have been doing. As you'll appreciate, all these matters now are before the court, and that will limit what I can or can't say, but I will take your questions at the end. If there's a lingering issue, I'll try and follow it up for you tomorrow. That clarity hopefully will become much more useful for you once we deal with tomorrow's 10:30 AFP SAPOL media conference. So, in general terms, since early last year, South Australia Police have been conducting a focused investigation into the organised criminal activity of the Comanchero outlaw motorcycle gang and its associates. The focus on the Comancheros is simple. It's because they are dangerous, they are a risk to the South Australian community and across Australia. There's no doubt about that at all. Yesterday, SAPOL investigators from the Serious and Organised Crime Investigation Branch, who had the lead in this investigation from the South Australian perspective, led a large number of searches upon residential and other business premises in the state. This resulted in the largest volume of arrests for serious and organised crime in the history of South Australia in one day. More than 460 police searched over 80 premises. A total yesterday of 40 arrests were made. The majority of charges relate to serious criminal matters, including, but not limited to, conspiracy to murder, large commercial trafficking of controlled drugs, firearms trafficking and possession, and money laundering. Prior to this, and stretching back to February 2020, a further 33 persons were arrested in some ongoing 24-hour, 7-day-a-week work by the South Australian Police. In total, we've arrested 73 people. The exhibits that have been seized, I think a picture paints 1,000 words. The exhibits tell you the type of criminals we're looking at here and the type of offences that are under investigation. This will be provided to you in more detail, but I can give you a broad picture. As I said, a total of 73 arrests. The seizure of 90 kilograms high-grade methamphetamine with a street value of $45 million. 50 litres of the drug Fantasy, which is a really dangerous drug and used in the party scene in Adelaide, and it is a problem if taken. 350 kilograms of cannabis, 10,000 ecstasy tablets, 30 illicit firearms, 2 industrial level clandestine labs, one of those with the capacity to punch out about $25 million worth of amphetamine a week. Cash yesterday of $1.9 million, some of which is here today. Not the typical thing you'll find in a person's house. It gives you an indication of who we're dealing with, despite any claims to the contrary. Vehicles we seized, 76 in total, including 4 boats. 2 Lamborghinis, 5 Harley-Davidsons, 3 AMG Mercedes-Benz, 1 Bentley, totaling more than $3 million. Those seizures and searches will continue into the future. Further to this, sundry items, jewellery, collections of wine worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, Rolex watches individually valued between $60,000 and $85,000 each, $100,000 Louis Vuitton accessory collections, and so on. Talking about a lifestyle bought and fuelled by crime. The Comanchero OMCG is currently comprised of a small group, but has a number of unconfirmed associates. We continue to look at this all the time, and it will be relentless. A number of the arrests related to yesterday's activity are office bearers or influential people within the OMCG, particularly within the Comancheros. We anticipate that the strike that was made will have a significant impact on the structure and its capacity to continue as a criminal enterprise, because we have no doubt, as happens, the void will be filled. And so we continue to hunt and continue to look at this group and others. This has been happening 24/7, as are other jobs we're doing. And I think it's a good salutary warning to organised crime that the next knock at the door might not just be one of your friends, it might be us, because our approach is relentless. I would encourage you tomorrow for the AFP SAPOL-led media conference to reflect on what you've seen here today, and then we'll answer more questions for you tomorrow. But I'm happy to answer some today. So over to you.
Can you give us any details about the conspiracy to murder, what sort of incident that was likely to be?
So more detail on that will be forthcoming tomorrow. Some of those details are in court today. Because of the nature of the charge, I won't go into it too much, but I'll certainly expand on it tomorrow with some further description of what we found. So yes.
There was indications from the AFP that there was going to be a cafe attack with machine guns. Was that likely to be in Adelaide?
So I'll talk about it tomorrow, but I can say you should listen tomorrow with keen interest.
What impact will these arrests have on Adelaide's underworld and the crime scene in Adelaide?
Probably shake them up a bit, in the sense that all is not as it seems. They live the high life. They're sitting around pools, drinking down martinis and laughing and scoffing at you and I. We work hard. They live the high life in expensive cars, cash under the bed, and no rules. It should be a sound warning to them here and across Australia that the police, in all of its facets, are looking all the time. And so, what will it do? Create a ripple effect. Someone will try and fill the void. No, there's no loyalty in the OMCG groups or organised crime. They're continually attacking each other from behind and within. Someone will try and take over, and we'll be there waiting.
Were you surprised by the number of items, amount of items seized?
No. Well, this isn't new to us. We know the extent of organised crime. It's worth billions and billions of dollars that the average Australian never sees, hears, or many times cares about. Nor should you, because you should be safe and happy that you can live your lives free of organised crime. But the organised crime, particularly the OMCG, is all about violence, drugs, and beating the system. As much time as you spend with your family, they spend thinking about how to beat us, how to beat you. So this is a big strike, and not the first, not the last. It's relentless, and I've got to commend the work from the Serious Organised Crime Branch. It's been wonderful. We've got many other things to do. This has been one of our main focuses. We do this in an environment where we also have massive resources on other policing duties, and yet we're able to pull huge numbers of police together on one day for a very important outcome. So this is our job, so we'll keep doing it.
So how difficult was it then to pull that many police together and to carry out these coordinated raids without anyone being tipped off? It's
very complex. You'll hear tomorrow, this is just Adelaide, you're talking about thousands and thousands of police. In this state, 460 or thereabouts. It's hard work. We've got other duties, but once people were briefed into this job in a cascading way and understood the importance of the job and what it meant to not only the policing fraternity, but the safety of the community, they were 100% in. So you should rest happy with that. I'm extremely proud of it.
This is
sorry, this has been over a year coming now, this operation. Are you satisfied with yesterday's results?
I'm more than satisfied. It's the first step. Tomorrow's a new day, and you'd be surprised what else we're looking at. So I expect to be seeing you again in the future in similar sort of talks and exposés about what we achieve. It takes time, but that's we're here for the long run.
What sort of reaction did you get when you turned up with these raids?
Well, we're probably not going to go back for dinner.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks ladies and gentlemen. What we'll do is, Chemos, we'll get to